To make our little procedure, what we need is our little DNA extraction solution, which is just here. Now, this is a cup of water with 1 tablespoon of dishwashing liquid and a teaspoon of salt. We've got our test tube or a shot glass if you have at home. Here we have our little, what are we going to call it? I don't know, but this is our little cup where we are going to pour our strawberry DNA solution into here. Now, usually secured with an elastic band or a hair tie or something like that. A little bit of cheesecloth, or in this case, some chucks. We've got our 2 strawberries, our little Ziploc bag and a spoon. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do is take our 2 strawberries and place them into a Ziploc bag where we are going to zip it back up. And then in a very lovely way, we are going to squish them. Very therapeutic, lovely experience to just mash up those strawberries. Hopefully you can see that. They are getting lovely and mushy. We're not going to bang them, because if we bang them we might damage the DNA inside. So we're just squeezing like we would if we were crushing tomatoes or something like that. Okay, so our next step is to open our little bag up and get 2 tablespoons of our DNA extraction solution. So remembering that was the 1 cup of water with a tablespoon of dishwashing liquid and a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons worth into our little Ziploc bag, zip it back up, and then we're going to mix all that in together. Okay, so next step, we are going to pour very carefully some of our little solution here with the strawberries into our pre-prepared cup with our gauze or our cheesecloth or our chucks, which is my very budget version because that's all I have at home. So hopefully this will start to seep down into our cup, which we can see a little bit. It's starting to appear a little bit down there. So that's good news. I'll try and get a little bit more in there, and I might actually end up using a bit of a spoon to try and push it down. All right, so we have poured in the Ziploc bag and its contents into our cup using the gauze to actually capture the solids. So what we've ended up with is a whole mushy mixture on top, which is fabulous. And underneath we have our precious liquid. Hopefully you can see a bit of that. There we go. Look at that. Not much, but hopefully enough for this. Let's see. All right, so now here's the fun part where we actually get to see if this works. So we're going to very carefully remove our little chucks, pop it in the sink. Here we have our lovely juice, strawberries. We've got our test tube. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a spoonful of this and hopefully very carefully pour it into our test tube. You might get a little bit more because I didn't get a lot of juice in the end. So just for kicks, I'm going to put a little bit more in so that we can actually hopefully see what's going on. What we actually also need is rubbing alcohol. Now this is another part where I haven't necessarily gone and gotten the 100% rubbing alcohol, or what do they call it? Isopropyl alcohol. So I'm hoping that this will work. Again, don't know. It's all very fun. So we're going to take a tablespoon of that. We're going to pour it into our test tube. Because I put a little bit more strawberries, I'm going to pour a little bit more of this in. Now what we want to make sure, if we can, is that these don't mix together. So we're just pouring this rubbing alcohol on top. And hopefully we will start to see the separation. So how cool is that? It worked. Those white strands that we can see inside the test tube are the strands. I think it's amazing that you can actually see this tiny little building block that makes up all of the living things. Here you can see it from above. You can even take it out of the test tube. It was very, very gooey, but incredible to see. I love this. It was so much fun.